Hey everyone, Andrew back again, and this time around I'm here with a contest entry. So I'm here for Toddy Walnuts 1000 subscriber contest. So big congratulations to you, Todd. Certainly well deserved. You pump out some great content, some awesome videos. So I definitely wanted to support you in your channel by entering your contest. Plus you're giving away some absolutely fantastic and very generous prizes. So yeah, we have 10 questions to get through, so let's get started. Question 1 is, if your house was burning down, what item would you save? Very simple for me, my NAG 75k Myers mask. It's taken me many years to pick up my Myers Grail mask, and this is it, so this is what I would save. Okay, and question 2 is, if I was stranded on a desert island, what 3 films would I bring? These 3, very self-explanatory. The Goonies, it's my favourite movie of all time. E.T., it's my favourite sci-fi film of all time. And Halloween, it's my favourite horror movie of all time. All 3 movies I could watch pretty much any day of the week over and over again and never get bored of them. So yeah, these are definitely the 3 movies that I would take if I was stranded on a desert island. And question 3 is, what CD is in my car player? And very easy, it's the Bee Gees. They're one of my favourite groups of all time. They're an Australian group, very similar to the Beatles. They're actually brothers, which is cool, and they have some absolutely fantastic songs under their belt. One of my favourite groups of all time. So yeah, Bee Gees is what I'm currently listening to in the car. Question 4 is, which movie is in my player? I don't actually currently have any movies in my Blu-ray player, but the last movie that I watched was Hellions, and all I'm going to say about this movie is it wasn't very good. So yeah, that's my answer for question 4. Question 5 is, shout out a YouTuber. This one was pretty easy for me, and I've recently come across his channel during October, and that is Retro Horror. So obviously I'll be leaving his channel link in the description box below. He's awesome. He uploads a lot of great horror updates and a lot of reviews. He's an older guy in his 50s, and he has been into horror pretty much since he was a kid. So yeah, it's really fascinating listening to him, just listening to someone that's older, that's been into horror a lot longer than I have. Supposedly his collection is pretty huge as well, so yeah, definitely check out Retro Horror. He's definitely well worth subscribing to. Question 6 is, do I remember who I subbed to first? Unfortunately not. I've been on YouTube for quite a long time, and most of the people that I can remember subscribing to earlier on aren't really around anymore. But I will say one of the very first YouTubers that I did subscribe to was Ryan1988, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. He's pretty popular and he is still around. Question 7 is, if I could meet a film star, who would it be? Definitely Tom Hanks. I haven't seen all his movies, but pretty much every movie that he has been in, I think he's done an absolutely fantastic role. He's had a very successful career. He's such a diverse actor, you know. He can pretty much play any role in a lot of different genres, and he does it extremely well. I think the only really genre that he hasn't been in is horror. How well he'd go in a horror movie, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I don't know. I've always been a big fan of Tom Hanks. I respect him a lot as an actor. And yeah, I'd definitely like to meet him. Question 8 is, what is the most underrated movie in my collection, and what is the most overrated movie in my collection? So for underrated, we're going with Dream Home. This is an Asian slasher movie, and it's phenomenal. It's great in a lot of ways. Firstly off, it's extremely violent and brutal, very gory, and secondly, it's got a really interesting storyline. And thirdly, it actually has a female as the villain, which is pretty uncommon when it comes to not only slashers but horror movies in general, so that's awesome. And my most overrated movie, I'm probably going to get a bit of hate for this, but I've mentioned it in many videos before, but it is Return of the Living Dead. I know this movie has a massive fan base, but no matter how many times I watch it, I don't know, there's just something about it that I just cannot get into this movie whatsoever. So yeah, those two are my picks for question 8. Okay, and question 9 is what edition in my collection has the best artwork? So this actually was probably the hardest question to answer. It certainly took me the most time to decide because there's been a lot of fantastic artwork released over the years, and I own quite a few that I would consider to be my favourite artwork. However, going through my collection briefly, these were the two that really stood out to me as of right now, and they both happen to be Arrow releases. So we have the DVD of Pieces, which is definitely one of the best artworks when it comes to a slasher movie. The cover art speaks for itself, and it just is extremely gory, extremely bloody, and I just absolutely love it. The second one is a little bit more simplistic, but I really like it. This film actually meant a lot to me because I'd never seen It's Society, by the way, and I'd never actually seen this movie before picking it up, and it definitely hit me pretty hard. It definitely really sparked something in me that got me excited for horror once again. When I watched it, I was kind of in a bit of a low patch, and I really needed just something horror-wise that just gave me that spark again, something new and original, and the movie definitely did it for me. So not only that, the artwork is just absolutely amazing. It sums up the movie perfectly. So yeah, those are my two picks for question 9. Okay, and question 10 is ask Toddy Walnuts a question. So I've actually got a couple of questions. The first one is, do you have any hobbies outside of movie collecting? If so, what are they? And the second question is, and I'm really keen to get an answer on this, and hopefully it's a yes, will you ever do a collection overview? Because I'm definitely keen to see your entire horror movie collection. So yeah, if you could answer both of those questions for me, that'd be great. Anyway, that pretty much does it for this contest entry. Todd, once again, thank you so much for holding this contest. Good luck to everyone else that's entered, and I hope you've enjoyed my entry. Anyway, that does it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.